welcome. Welcome to my class. Welcome Blue House Yoga and Extraordinary Yogis. Just going to start by dropping into the breath as we always do in my classes, starting to connect ourselves, that inner soul. So just sitting on a blanket or a cushion or flat on the floor or on a chair, whatever you feel most comfortable. You can be cross-legged, you can be sitting Japanese style, sitting on the side. I prefer this stance, lotus. It's not quite lotus. And we might have our palms facing upwards today, just sitting up nice and tall, connecting. So our body, we're always looking for length and extension. So sitting nice and tall, shoulders just relax, but back, maybe lift them and just bring them back gently. Make sure you're not bunching up through here, as we tend to do. Breathing in through the nose if you can, down into the belly, imagining that breath coming down the body, grounding us. Our sit bones, we're grounding into the earth, filling the belly on our inhalation, and as we exhale, feeling that belly suck back towards the back body as we exhale through the mouth. You may like to just count. You can count to 4. We inhale, hold for a couple, and we just want to float out of it. You know, if holding your breath at the top can sometimes cause a bit of tension for people, but if you just hold it there with the intention that you're just kind of floating on a cloud, and then on your exhalation just let it float out of you rather than so just drawing it up. 3, 4, 1, 2, and then just let it go so it just floats on down like a sheet, just floating on the breeze. Might sound a little weird, but you might notice the difference it makes in your body. Drawing it in and up to the crown, and then just holding it there for 2 breaths, 2 counts. And then just releasing it. The more stress or tension you're holding in the body, the more you will feel that just real relax as you let it go. It's a beautiful feeling, a real letting go. Drawing in, holding, and just letting it float on down. Our breath is such an amazing, sounds corny, but it is. It's such an amazing thing. Our body, you know, our breath is everything. It keeps us alive. If we didn't have breath, we wouldn't be walking around and living the lives that we're living, and we just take it for granted. So just taking those few minutes in your day to just connect in with your breath. Really it helps you to connect into your body. Someone pointed out to me a short while ago that I was really breathing from up here. And then I realised how much extra tension I had been holding in my body when I started to really take notice of, as I was going throughout my day, how I was breathing. And so I would really challenge yourself to maybe check in a few times a day, see whether you are holding your breath. We're only breathing into the chest area. Really breathing into that gut can really just change our whole demeanour, our whole energy. So we'll just do 2 more. Hopefully you've still kept going in your own little cycle while I've been chattering away. Holding at the top. softly on the gaze. So you can find a little point, a drishti we call it in yoga, out from the body on the floor somewhere where you just have your eyes just a real soft gaze, and it just keeps you in that really relaxed cycle that you're in, that you've tapped into through your breath. We're just going to come off our cushion or bolster or blanket, whatever you're perched on. We're going to come over and we're going to start off in child's pose today. So we're going to put our big toes together, knees apart, nice and wide to start with, and we're just going to sink the body, the hips back onto the feet. Just draw the hands forward tonight in front of you. You may want to use your cushion or your pillow, actually, or if you've got a yoga block, just for your head, just to plant the third eye, the forehead on your prop. Have your hands out wide in front. Breathing into the belly. If it feels better for you, you can take your hands and just place them behind you, just resting on the thighs, if that feels better. But we're still keeping that focus on the breath. I prefer my arms in front. And take 2 more breaths in this position. Just going to lift the head, lift the forehead, take the prop away from us, and we're just going to walk the hands to the left side of the body, coming across, so we're kind of just tapping in, we're just near that top thigh on the left side, just really breathing in as we extend into the back body, and then letting it go. Once again, that forehead can be resting on the floor. If it's too far for the floor for you, just have it in line. Try and keep your neck in line with your spine. And then we're going to walk the hands back to center, and then over to the right side. One more breath. And we're going to walk the hands back to center. We're going to lift our hips forward, draw the knees in together, and we're going to draw ourselves down onto the belly. We're going to bring the elbows close in under the body, so our elbows are in line with our shoulders. Our hands are flat on the floor, our feet are flat on the floor. And we're just going to sort of draw our chest forward and our hands back towards the body in Sphinx pose. I'll come round this way. So we're really sort of drawing like your hands back towards your body and lifting up through the chest. We'll take 2 more breaths, keeping that face nice and soft. Our legs are really active, they're turned on in this pose. I mean turned on, I mean that you're really, you're grounding down into the ground with your pubic bone. Your glutes are turned on, you're not clenching them, but they're just active. You'll get the feeling, you're not just lying there like really floppily in your lower body. You're actually, pushing those feet, top of those feet down into the floor, and your contracting those leg muscles. And this protects our back, but it also works our legs. So we're just going to take those hands out in front of us and just lie the cheek on the side of the floor. Take 2 breaths here. And then we're going to just slide those hands back towards us again, lifting ourselves up, drawing those elbows in close to the body. Really working into the arms. And we're going to take those hands back out in front. We're going to rest our face on the other side this time. Taking a deep inhalation. On our exhalation, we're going to come up. We're going to draw the knees in towards the body, come into our tabletop position. So our knees are under the hips. We're just going to have the arms sort of out a little way from the body, not right underneath like we'd normally be in tabletop. We're just going to walk the hands out a little way. We're going to take the left hand, we're going to draw those glutes in first, pull them up towards the spine. We're going to lift the left hand and we're going to touch the right shoulder. So we're like this. We're going to take the right hand and lift it up to the left shoulder. So we're really starting to work into the core. We'll do 2 more. Now you can stay just doing this, or if you want to extend yourself a little bit further, come up into a high plank. We're going to do the same thing, so lifting the left arm, then the right arm. Drawing that navel in and up towards the spine. We're really working the core today. So you're either on your knees doing that, or you're up in your high plank. We're going to come to stillness for a minute. We're going to shift from our high plank. We're going to shift up into our downward dog, pushing up and back behind us. Just walking our dog, lifting the heels, nice and gently, warming up through the legs, getting the head just hanging between the arms, looking backwards towards the feet. We're going to come back into our high plank. This time we're going to dip the knees to the mat. So the left and up, the right and up, left and up, and the right and up, the left, up, right, up. Anytime it gets too much, just go back into your downward dog. We'll do 2 more on each side. And we're going to push up and back into our down dog. Big deep breath, drawing in that belly. We're going to walk the feet to the hands. We're going to hang out here in forward fold for a moment. Just letting the head hang heavy. Maybe grabbing the elbows. And we'll just swing a little bit. Keep the knees soft. We don't want to have the knees locked. So just swinging from side to side. We're going to put the hands on the mat if we can, and we're going to just roll our way up to standing. Rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae, roll the shoulders back and down the back body. Now open the palms towards the front, taking a deep breath. Hopefully you're feeling some of that prana that energy moving through the body. We're just going to soften the knees. We're going to take the hands up overhead, drawing them together into Anjali Mudra, drawing the energy down towards the heart center. We're going to bend the knees up. You can look up to the hands this time. Draw that energy in. Up and in. Up and in. And this time we're going to go up, and we're going to just move the body to the side as we go. So we're doing a little bit of a twist, and draw the hands to the heart. And then we're going to come to the other side. Up and in. And up and in. Up and back to center. We're going to take a step forward with our left leg. So our right leg is just kind of about hip width apart, like we're on railway lines. We're going to take the hands to the waist, and we're just going to keep that front leg straight. We're just going to come bending forward, keeping the head in line with the body. So we're extending out through the body this way. So our back leg is on a 45-degree angle, but this leg is nice and straight. If you need to put a little bit of a bend in it, that's fine. Remember, it's your body, tap in with it. And we're grounding down through the feet as we come back up to standing. We're going to bring the back foot to the front foot. We're going to be hip width apart this time. We're going to have our hands on our hips, and we're going to come hinge forward again. This time we're going to take our hands to the mat. We're going to walk the hands over towards the left foot. Doesn't have to be too much of a twist. You can come around a little bit further if it's in your practice tonight. Otherwise, just stay near the front. See what feels good in your body. See if you can push yourself a little bit further, but without ever causing pain. Remember connecting into the breath, walking the hands back to the front. We're going to come back to the other side. And coming back to the front. Grounding down through the feet, hands to the waist, and we're going to draw the front body up to our standing. And we're going to take our right foot behind this time. We're doing the opposite side of what we were hinging before. Hands to the waist, keeping that front leg nice and straight, and coming forward. A little bend in it if you need to. And hinging up to stand. We're going to bring that back foot to the front. We're going to ground down through the feet in our Tadasana pose. So we're really imagining that we've got roots down from our feet down to Mother Earth. Our hands are nicely just out from the body, palms open. Our legs are active. We're drawing everything up, up, up. Tadasana, you're strong like a mountain. You're grounded down into the earth, but you're standing tall. You're as long as you can be. Imagining that you've got a string going up into the sky, which I keep saying in my classes, but all the time we're going for length and expansion in yoga. Might want to have a little wee micro bend in the knees. We don't want to straighten up. If we're hyper flexible, we can straighten up and end up popping our knees. We don't want to put pressure on our knees, so you might want to have a little bit of a softness in the knees, but your legs are still active. Everything is drawing in and up. Breathing into the belly. really great way to connect with your body, this pose. I mean, every pose is, but especially if you've been doing movement and then you just come into Tadasana, you can really feel the energy moving in your body. I love this pose. So we're going to take our hands overhead. We're going to bend forward from the hips down into our forward fold. We're going to come up to a half lift. Plant the hands to the mat. We're going to take the right leg, then the left leg back into our plank pose. We're going to keep the elbows tucked into the body. You may want to come down to your knees. Otherwise, you can go straight from plank, drawing, keeping the elbows nice and tight down into our cobra pose. Once again, your legs are active. We're just lifting, peeling the chest forward and off the mat. Just to wherever feels good for you. Coming back down to the mat, we're going to do one more. Coming back down to the mat on our exhalation, tucking the toes, drawing ourselves up to plank and up and back into our downward dog. And walking the feet to the hands. And we're going to come up to our half lift. Full forward fold, and then peel our way off the mat, bringing the hands overhead, palms together, drawing them down to the front body, to the heart center. Anjali Mudra. Bending the knees slightly, hands overhead, forward fold, half lift, forward fold, stepping back with the left foot, then the right foot, into our plank pose, pushing back into our down dog. And walking the feet to the hands, to our forward fold, half lift, forward fold, rolling our way up. Hands overhead, palms together, drawing them into the heart center. We're going to do one more, we're going to add on. So, arms overhead, forward fold, hinging from the waist, coming up to our half lift. Forward fold, we're going to step back with the right leg this time. We're going to stay here, we're going to plant the feet. So our back foot is on a bit of a 45-degree angle. We're going to take the hands behind us and come up into our warrior one. So we've got our weight evenly distributed between both legs. So if you're over here, try and come back a little bit. Hands straight overhead. Feeling really strong like a warrior. Chest is open. We're going to rain those hands down either side of the foot. We're going to take the front foot to the back. We're going to push back into our down dog. And we're going to walk the feet to the hands.
our dessert for the evening, morning, whenever you do this class. Rolling one vertebrae after another down, head on the mat. Letting the feet just flop out from the body. If you have any back problem or it feels more comfortable, you might want to grab that cushion or that blanket and just pop it underneath your knees, whatever to make you feel comfortable. Having the palms facing up and just slightly away from the body. Drawing those shoulder blades in and down your back, just to flatten out that spine. And just start to scan your body from the top of your scalp. The eyes are closed down, releasing any tension around the eyes, the jaw, the ears. Shoulders and the arms, fingers, the chest, the belly and the pelvis, and the hips, and the thighs, the calves, ankles, the feet and the toes, and just bringing the focus to your heart center. Just think about something that really fills your heart with joy. Someone you love, a memory you have, the children's faces, a beautiful day you may have experienced today, something that really made your heart flutter today in some way. Just open up that heart space. We think about these things, we turn on our endorphins in our brain and we release all the feel-good energies, chemicals, in our brain. Keeps us healthy and alive. Our heart has something like 40 million neurons in it. We feel into when we feel those good emotions. Just enjoying the stillness, the memory, the picture you have there. If you want to stay here for a bit longer, then certainly take the opportunity to lie and just let everything go and let the movement you've just participated in integrate into the body. Otherwise you can start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. You draw the knees up and then come over onto one side, just with the hands resting gently on the face. Just taking your time, no rush, before you come up to a seated position. Resting the hands on the knees. Hopefully some of you are enjoying that blissed out state for a bit longer. Hopefully you have the treasure of being able to do that and not a big list of things in your life to do. So thank you so much for joining me.
So many of you have joined me tonight live. Thank you. Namaste.